Okay, let's talk about the materials and tools we'll need to cast resin. First of all, my bench top is covered with several layers of newspaper, and on top of that, finally, a layer of wax paper. This is to prevent spills from reaching the desktop surface and making a mess. And make no mistake, there will be spills. We all do it. Okay, second, rubber gloves. Always wear rubber gloves. Protect your hands from the resin. And these are just simple, cheap rubber gloves I got at the drugstore. I use them over and over again, take them off, let them dry, and reuse them. Okay, the resin. This is my resin of choice right now, Smoothcast 305. It comes in part A and in part B. These are both clear, watery substance liquids that we mix equal parts, and when we mix them, they get a little bit opaque, and then we pour them into the mold. When they cure, they form a rock hard white, pure white resin surface. Okay, measuring. This is a medicine cup. Again, I can buy these at the local drugstore for very little money and get 100 of them. So they're quite disposable. But again, if you flex them, the resin will come off and you can reuse them. These are 30 milliliter or 1 ounce measure cups, and I find these okay for the volumes that I cast. For an example, for a full figure, I would probably use a full cup of this size of each of the two parts of the resin. When I've measured out the equal parts, we put them in a second container, a new container, and this is just a simple cup that I got from the kitchen. It had Mott's applesauce in it, but if you wash it out, it becomes a nice resin container. You notice I've nipped off the edge of the surface here on the top, and that's so I can squeeze it and form a nice little pour spout when I actually pour resin. Makes it a lot cleaner that way. And finally, 2 sticks. This one's a popsicle stick. This one's a stirring stick, both of which I purloined somewhere along the line. Important, round off all of the surfaces that are going to come in contact with the mold. You don't want anything sharp that's going to penetrate the mold or scratch it and make problems later, because the resin will form into every single nook and cranny that it can find. So you want to be very careful about treating the mold. Okay, finally, wear an apron. This is impermeable plasticized material. Again, very cheap. I don't remember where I got it, but it'll keep your clothes clean and your and whoever does the laundry very happy. So that's all the materials and tools we need. So you see it's very simple. I forgot one thing. Of course, you need a mold. This is a mold of 5 heads, and I've molded them so that when I pour, I can choose which head I want to pour. I can pour all 5, or I can pour 1 if I just need 1 at a time. Masonite strips, very, very rigid, very thin, some sort of pressed paper or wood material, available by the sheet. I cut it up to fit the particular mold, and I use it when I'm clamping a mold. And we'll get into more of this a little later. So those are all my materials and tools, and we'll get on to the techniques later.